Hello, in lesson 3, we're going to review perimeter and circumference. Remember that perimeter is the sum of all the sides that go around a shape or a figure. So in this case, when they are asking for perimeter, what we have to do is remember that perimeter equals all of those sides. Now notice that we have two missing sides, this one and this one. So we have to first find those. Now this one is the same as the one that is parallel to it, the 9. And then this one we can find by subtracting 15 minus 4 minus 3. Why? Because together this one, the x, and the 3 add up 15. So 15 minus 7 is 8. Another way to do it, much easier, is just to add 15 two times. Why? Because we know that these 3 together add up 15. So I just ignore the 4 and the 3 and the 8, and I put 15 two times, 9 two times, and 5 two times. Now remember, is it okay to write 15 plus 4 plus 3 plus 8? Yes, it's okay. But remember that in math, we always try to do things the easiest way. So in this case, it would be just to add 15 plus 15. If we add that, we have 30 plus 10 is 40, and 18 would be 58. Don't forget the units. In this case, they're not telling us the units, but let's say that just linear units. The next part is circumference. If you remember, circumference is the perimeter of a circle. Now, circumference has a formula. The formula is diameter pi. Why diameter pi? What they realize is that if you measure the diameter of a circle and you start putting it here and one part here and then measure it this way, it's going to fit 3 times and a little bit more. And that is what pi means. Pi represents 3.14. Well, and more numbers, but let's say 3.14. And that is the amount of times the diameter fits. So it fits 3 times and a little bit more. That's where the formula comes from. Now remember that we can also put it in terms of radius because 2 radii equals the diameter. So we can also say 2r pi is the circumference formula. Okay, so let's look at these two examples. In example 3.2, they tell us that the radius is 3, and we just have to find the circumference. So in this case, we just use the formula with the radius, so 2r pi, and substitute. So in this case, it's 2 times 3 times pi. We can just leave it with pi, no problem. It's the exact answer. 2 times 3 is 6, 6 pi centimeters. Now in example 3.3, they give us the circumference and we have to find the radius. So in this case, it's the other way. Now we're going to use the same formula, 2r pi, but what they give us is the circumference. So the 24 goes here and then the 2r pi here. Now if we divide, we have to leave the r by itself. So if we divide the 24 divided by 2 pi, which is 3.14 times 2, 6.28, then we will find r, which approximately, if you put it in the calculator, is 3.82. So in this case, the radius is about 3.82. In example 3.4, we have to find the perimeter of this shape. Now, if you notice, it has straight sides and also a curve, a semicircumference. This is a semicircumference. Since that is a semicircumference, we have to use half of the circumference. Now remember, circumference is 2r pi. So a semicircumference, let's put it like that, is going to be 2r pi divided by 2. And if I divide that, it's just r pi. So every time we have to find this part, the measurement of these, we're just going to use r pi. That's going to be our formula. It's going to be very, very easy. Now, the other thing we have to do before we find the perimeter is find these measurements. How much is this? Because it's not given. And how much is this? Now, the one on the top is really easy. It's 10 because it's the same as this one. And then this one, we have to notice that this is 2 radii. So that's 3 plus 3, 6. 3 plus 3, 6. So now if we want to find the perimeter, it's just going to be adding in order so we don't forget anything. 10 plus 6 plus 10 plus 3, which is the radius, pi. And if we add that, that's going to be 26 plus 3 pi. And again, we can leave it like that because this is the exact answer. Let's say it's centimeters, so we just put centimeters there. You could also multiply 3 times 3.14 and you would get 9.42. So the approximate answer would be 26 plus 9.42, which equals 35.42. Next example, 3.5, has two curves, two semicircles. So we have to do exactly the same. Find the unknown sides and then just add the straight sides with the straight sides and the curves with the curves. So in this case, we have that this is 4 and this is 4. So that equals 8. Now, why is that helpful? Because then we can say how much is this? 8 plus 6 is 14. On this side, we have 5 plus 5. That's 10. And so now we can easily just find the perimeter. We'll put the straight sides, so 10 plus 6 plus 14. And then the curves, or the semicircles, which we said it was just going to be pi r. So 5 pi plus 4 pi. And that will be 30 plus 9 pi. Again, they don't give us the units, so let's say this is centimeters. So this would be the exact answer. Now, if we want to use the calculator and find what is 9 times 3.14, then we can add it plus the 30 and find the approximate answer, which would be 58.26. And again, that would be the approximate answer. So that's it, chicos. Pretty easy. Go do your practice, and if you have any questions, make sure you write them in the comments and I can make a video for that.